What's going on, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of Too Many Games and Not Enough Time, where I get to talk to gamers all across the globe about what they're playing, how COVID has been treating them, and basically their overall experience for the last couple years. And today, I am talking to a creator who, do you know what I love about this guy? He is a great voice and supporter in the Black community. He's always reposting people's stuff, always allowing people's voices to be heard. He is the biggest MegaMan fan. Yes, he loves himself some MegaMan. And I gotta say, my G, your 2K fit was the one with the Sega Genesis hat.
Yeah,
I love it. Megazx, welcome to Too Many Games and Not Enough Time. How you doing today, my G?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great. Like I said, appreciate the invite, and I appreciate this opportunity for getting able to speak to you and just a broader side of community. So I'm appreciative, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man, that's what we're all about, man. And like I said from the jump, the reason why I even know who you are is because I always see you reposting so many people within the community, and I'm all about that. I'm all about that supporting our own and allowing us to be able to get more voices out there.
Oh, yes, sir.
We're here to talk about the thing that we love the most, games. Now I'm gonna go straight into it. What is it about MegaMan that you love so much?
Oh, man, it goes back pretty far, man. I don't want to bore you with too much of the details, but that was actually one of my first games I ever played when I was a kid. It was MegaMan X on the NES, and I just remember it. It was one of those games that was always challenging to me. Just the aspect of being able to pick whatever levels you want from start to finish, so you can go in whatever order you want. So that's the one thing I loved about it the most, being able to choose the broad path that you're able to do in terms of how you want to do the levels and just the overall challenges. And I ain't gonna lie, like that guy, he got some swag on him. Like the blue, that's my favorite color, man. So that just stayed with me since I was a kid, man. Even up until my adulthood, that's easily my favorite video game character of all time. Actually, favorite fictional character, superhero, whatever you want to call it, easily.
So are you more a MegaMan or a MegaMan X?
I would definitely say I'm more MegaMan X, because I'm not sure you can see behind me, but there's a glass case behind me that's like an entire shrine dedicated to MegaMan X. I mean, I love the original Blue Bomber just as much as everybody else, but I'm definitely say X is my guy though, because it has the whole cyberpunk futuristic seriousness going on with it. So X is definitely my favorite by far.
So for any of the kids who are watching and they're like, I don't know the difference. What I just thought MegaMan was MegaMan, just this blue guy. Can you want to break it down really quickly, the difference between OG MegaMan and MegaMan X?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, the simplest form I can break it down is the original MegaMan. That's kind of more of a kid-friendly type game. That one, it gives you more of an option to. It has harder platforming elements, so he's able to slide, do charge shots, stuff of that nature. MegaMan X, the reason I would say that one stands differently compared to the original MegaMan, he has more verticality. So the original MegaMan, like I said, he can slide, he can do dash, he has his faithful dog rush. MegaMan X, he can do stuff like, he can dash, so he can get higher verticality. He can wall kick. That's actually my favorite thing about the X series. That wall kick adds completely different dynamic to the game. So that alone completely changes it. And it kind of goes back and forth from the community. Some people say the classic games are a little harder. Now, actually, they will say the X games are a little harder than the classic games. But in my opinion, it's the classic games that are harder because, like I was telling you, the X series gives you that verticality more than you could in the original MegaMan series. So in my personal opinion, the X series, well, of course, is my favorite, but that's probably an easier way to jump off into just because the gameplay mechanics are a little more modern compared to the original MegaMan.
And MegaMan X had his blade, boy. He weren't ramping, you get me? Man was katana.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So, being a big MegaMan fan, how much was your heart broken when you played Mighty No9?
Oh, man, that's kind of a sore spot for me, man, because I was one of those people unfortunately at the time, I was one of the people who actually pledged some money into the Kickstarter when it was first announced. I put in, man, I'm ashamed to admit this, I put in about at least a stack on that, my G. A stack.
Oh, wow.
On that Kickstarter, just so I can get like the memorabilia, the signed autograph, the limited edition exclusive stickers, stuff like that. I pretty much went all in because my faith was definitely, it was kind of high what was his name? Inafune, that was his name. Yeah, my fate was definitely high within that, man. And when it came out, it was heartbroken, man. Heartbroken.
Yeah, even me, like, I'm not like the biggest Mega Man fan, but I dabbled when I was younger, and I know how important Mega Man is. And I was excited to see what he could do with Mighty No9. And I played like 2 stages, and I was like, this is not it. And if me, who's not a Mega Man fan, could feel that this feels completely off, I could only imagine for the hardcore fans what it felt like. Anyway, we spoke about Mega Man too much. Another thing that's really interesting to me about you is you are a collector. Now, I've got a couple statues here and there. I got my little cyberpunk here, and I've got a nice little collection of games, but I don't have all my retro. I don't have all of my old school N64 games and my GameCube and stuff like that. Why did you become a collector? What is being a retro collector all about to you? And like, is it important, like, being a black face within this whole retro collector scene? Because other than like yourself and Contra and a couple of other people, there's not too many people that I see in that space.
I would definitely say the thing that got me back into collecting, well, first of all, I've always been a collector. That's just been my preference. And especially with the games nowadays, how most of them are moving more towards the digital medium. I've always been to where I love collecting my physical games. Like, I got some stuff like here, some of these Switch games, like this Ninja Gaiden 3 right here that I got. This is only in digital form in the US, but I had to have that physical copy. So I've always been the type of person to collect stuff like that. But the one thing that got me back into retro games is, I'm not sure how you feel about certain aspects of games today, but some of them just don't excite me the way they used to, like some older games back in my childhood. So I decided to take it upon myself to basically get back into collecting a lot of the older games that I grew up on, like the GameCube. As you mentioned, that's one of my favorite systems of all time. So I recently started collecting that back in 2019. And I've gotten about 95% of the stuff that I had when I was younger, but I'm also taking the opportunity to get stuff that I probably never played back then when I was a kid, because I was around like 8 years old, something like that, when it first came out. So there was a lot of games that I missed out on back then that I want to appreciate now that I'm an adult, because my taste has matured over the years since I've gotten older. So I missed on like a lot of stuff, like the Prince of Persia's, the original Splinter Cell, stuff like that. So now I'm taking upon myself to go back and collect those games. And now I'm in the process of working on a series where I'm going to go back and play every single game that I got from my GameCube and just other retro games that I've collected, and start streaming those, just so I can bring that back to a modern audience to show them, how dope games were of yesteryear. So that's what I'm planning on doing.
I love that. And even us, like, we were gassing about how much we both love the Dreamcast, how the Dreamcast is like one of the sickest and most underrated consoles. Shout out games like Skies of Arcadia. Bring back Skies of Arcadia. I need
truth, man. Damn.
I need a full Final Fantasy VII type remake of that game. Like, that game is so classic.
One of the best. Yeah, I love it. One of the best.
It's amazing seeing people like you in this space. Like, you are really active in supporting other Black creators and making sure that you're someone that I love, because you're always in people's comments, you'll tweet people's stuff, like your thing. Why is this so important to you?
The reason it's so much important to me is because, like you touched on a little bit before, we're not seeing too much of our kind within that space. So anytime I ever see somebody like us or like me, either it be, of course, like male or female, whoever, I always make sure to take the time out, repost some of their stuff, go on their streams, their videos, make sure to comment, like, tweet, things of that nature. I'm always about supporting our kind, because like we were mentioning before, we don't see too many of our kind within the space, especially within retro games or just even in some modern games, because I'm always seeing, our counterparts, they're always kind of like a tight-knit group. They're always supporting one another. So I'm thinking to myself, well, we got just as much of the influence in the medium that they do, so why not support more of our own creators? So I'm always about that. I'm always more about broadening the horizon for people like us, so that way you don't have to just see like Ninja or somebody like that as like the face of gaming. You can see more people like us, because we're out here, we're strong, we're doing the thing. So why not just promote ourselves more out there so the entire world can see us, because we're getting out there in some numbers a bit, but I want to see us stretch further than that. I want to see somebody, like I was saying, like the ninjas of the space, or the only use me blade stuff, people like that. So those are people that I want to see more. I want to see more of our kind at the top.
That's dope, man. And like I said, it's completely noticed. Like, I'm in this space and I'm super active, as you know, and I'm very hyper aware of people that are constantly supporting. And it is difficult because we're all still creating, we're all filming, we're all editing and stuff like that. But even myself, one thing that I made a point on 3 years ago, I was like, I watch so much people's content on YouTube, but am I commenting? And what's the point of me expecting people to come and be part of my ecosystem if I'm not part of other people's ecosystem? So that's why I always make sure that I go and like on people's videos, comment on people's videos. Do it, people. Don't just watch and leave. Like, watching is important, and you're obviously supporting that person's brand, but be part of that ecosystem. Drop comments, retweet people's stuff. Like, that's how we are going to be able to be taken to the next level, and that's how we get serious by brands. Now, the world has been in a mazza, like, world's been upside down for the past 2 years. So I want 2 games from you that have been important to you during this whole COVID time. So one's going to be a retro game and one's going to be a new game. All right. So you can give it on either which order, but a retro game and a new game that's been important to you and really been a way for you to escape during this time.
Gotcha. Well, to start things off with retro, I would probably say, if we're going back old school, the one game that's just been, of course, is keeping me busy just in terms of the aspects of how things are going on in the world, I would probably say Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube. And the reason I say that is because I love a lot of aspects about that game. Mario Kart 8 is dope, don't get me wrong. But the one thing I love about Double Dash is, of course, that feature to where you're able to put 2 characters on one cart. Even today, we still haven't seen a feature like that from Nintendo, and I would love for that to come back. So that's one game I've really been playing a lot with me and some of my roommates. And in terms of new games,
so before we move on, so Double Dash is proper. It's such a strange Mario Kart, because certain people beloved Double Dash and they scream the flag of it forever, and they're like, this is my Mario Kart. And then there's other people who it just didn't click with. Like, for some reason, I don't know why, Double Dash just didn't click with me. And I've been Mario Karting since the Super NES, so I played almost every Mario Kart Deluxe, and the N64 is like my 2 favorite Mario Karts. I love both of them, but yeah, Double Dash just didn't, I don't know what it is, it just didn't connect with me, and I feel like it did that for a lot of people. And I think that's probably why Nintendo has never gone back there, because it was such a disconnect with certain fans, where all of the traditional ones always kind of are the same. What do you think it is about Double Dash that you love so much?
Like I was saying before, it's probably the 2-team mechanic that's on there, just being able to have 2 racers on there. I like that feature a lot, because actually 2 people were able to play at the same time, to where 2 people actually able to operate one cart. So one's a driver, and then one is the person who controls like the items and the weapons and stuff like that. So that feature I really love a lot. I would really like to just see a game mode. It doesn't have to be just a game like that harkens back to that element, but at least some type of game mode that at least brings that back into the fold.
All right, so what's your new game that's been taking you on your journey?
For this year, well, I was tweeting about it a couple weeks ago, but I just finished the Mass Effect trilogy. I just finished all 3 and platinum all those. I've been on that for the past 3 months or so, but I recently just got back into Tales of Arise, so I'm actually playing that right now. I'm really enjoying that. So that's my new game that I'm taking on right now.
So you're a big fan of Mass Effect prior to this one anyway. How did it feel to be able to get back into that world?
I feel great, man. The thing I love about it the most is, of course, the load times. I went back and played the original Mass Effect on my PC just to get a handle over just how much the improvement of this Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and it's a night and day difference, man. Like I was saying, I love the load times on it. Of course, they gave it a graphical overhaul, the 4K textures, the different assets. I love that. And it sparked back the passion to me to make me remember why I love Mass Effect to begin with. I'm actually working on a 44-minute review now that I finished doing all the Mass Effect again, to basically show my love support to why I love Mass Effect as a whole in the franchise. So it was able to spark that back.
I love how you know the length of your review. I love how specific it was.
Oh yeah,
the level of review. Yeah, so this was my first Mass Effect, as you know, and it was really interesting. It was especially interesting how different each Mass Effect was. Like the Mass Effect 1 being very kind of RPG and exploring different worlds and stuff like that, and then Mass Effect 2 feeling a bit more linear and how the worlds are, and you're not just getting lost. And then Mass Effect 3 basically just becoming a shooter, which is literally
straight out,
like a straight shooting game. And I'm like, this is so different from 1. And you can also see like they were listening to fans' feedback, and just seeing the transition of the games is amazing. And I really love my time in it. But I want to make sure that you get to let the people know who you are, what they should look out for, and so they can come and support you. So if you were sending people to your channel, what is the main piece of content that they should look out for, and why do you want people to come and support you? Like, who is Megas when it comes to this gaming world?
Yes, sir. Well, on my channel, I've just started uploading more videos. I'm doing kind of a mixture of content, but I'm mainly focusing on tech reviews. I just put up a couple of reviews for some Switch Joy-Cons actually not too long ago. So you can definitely look forward to tech reviews for like controllers, peripherals, game reviews. I just know that I'm doing a Mass Effect review, and I'm also kind of into like some comedy stuff. So I'm doing like some bits of that. So I'm more of a freeform type of channel, but you can definitely look forward to more so of reviews on my end.
And what are you, is it more YouTube content or Twitch? Because on your profile, you only have your Twitch. So I had to go searching for your YouTube. So where are you more sending people? Are you more sending people to Twitch to stream or down to the YouTube?
Well, right now I'm more so trying to reallocate people to my YouTube, because that's why I'm trying to pump out majority of my content. I just finished up a stream schedule, so I'm actually going to be doing my streams on Twitch. So as soon as this is done, I'm going to make sure to go back and re-update my content. So where you can find my YouTube, my Twitch. So my Twitch is going to be primarily my game streams, like the GameCube collection stream I was telling you about. That's going to be on Twitch. And then a lot of my YouTube content is going to be, well, of course, on YouTube for my reviews and just some of my other freeform content.
Dope. I love to see it. So go and make sure you check him out. Super creative. I loved his video I was just watching earlier about the Nintendo Switch and the Joy-Con drift. The drift that you did on that video cracked me up. Drift,
yes, sir.
So jarring. But yeah, I've been Mr. Midas. He's been Megas XZ. Get me? Go and support this guy, because he's out here supporting other people. And we out of here.
Peace out, people.